Okay, we all know I've had throttle issues in the past. I made a previous video showing you a temporary fix I did using Gorilla Tape. Well, this is what I did to fix it. I used 2-part epoxy. I jammed the metal tube all the way up into, as far as I could get it, up into the cable housing, and then just filled it in with like 5 or 6 different layers of 2-part epoxy, just slowly brushing it over layer after layer after layer. I set the tube so I got the right angle. I screwed the adjuster all the way in so I can get maximum adjustment on the cable since I'm taking it away right here. Right, and that's how I fixed the cable housing. Now, the problem was, after doing this, was that I had too much cable slack because the cable was a lot longer than it needed to be because I didn't have any adjustment at the top. So what I did was I used this piece of a big pen. It's the tapered end of it, not the writing part, the other end, right? And I just cut it to fit the size. Right here, let me measure it for you. Right. It's probably about 24 millimeters long, right? And I added it to the ferrule that screws in the top of the carburetor, right? So that it would take up the slack right here for the cable housing to keep the cable tight, right? See, because that's how this thing works. You screw this piece in to the stop where you got it at, and then you put the ferrule in the top of it. Well, I had to extend that so that I could get my speeder bike so I get the throttle up there to respond when it was supposed to be, because of having to glue the cable housing into the plastic handle right up there at the top. So that's what I did to fix it. Alright, so what we're doing right now is I'm in the process of machining this piece out of aluminum. This whole entire 2-piece assembly is now going to become a 1-piece of aluminum. Here, let's take it inside. See, I've been cutting it here on the lathe. I got the exact measurement. I used the old millimeter tool right here and measured it. This one I measured a little bit long, so I can make sure that I got the right height for the deck. But where the thin piece is here in the middle, I'm gonna thread that so that I can screw it in the top of the carburetor, and it's going to be a 1-piece fix. So, I mean, for those of you guys that have access to machines like this, you can do this. For those of you that don't, I just showed you a fast, easy way that you can use to fix this on your speeder bike by using, common everyday items. You just have to learn to think laterally. You have to learn to look at something and put it together in your mind on what you can use to make it work for the short term. Sorry, the camera wiggled right there. What you can do to make it work for the short term until you come to a more permanent solution. Alright, well, for us, the more permanent solution is making our own piece that fits in the top so that I can take advantage of the bike berry cable housing that I got. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they're not always the right length. Sometimes they're too long, sometimes they're too short. It's not their fault. They're buying the same stuff the rest of us are trying to buy from China, right? That's how I fixed my throttle housing on my motorized bicycle. Thank you.